Hello and welcome. We're sort of been working on the roof in this scorching heat, just doing a little bit, then stopping, then doing a bit more. But then it's easy to get engrossed, and it's like, where does the time go? How did it get to 3 o'clock in the afternoon already? Okay, I'm not the earliest of risers. It was about 20 past 10 today. I sort of needed to sleep. But as promised, I thought I'd show you the progress. It's just about enough materials with these tiny little gaps that should be sufficient to stop it being destroyed by the cats. And once this is all secured in place, I've still got to do that. But I can't do that until I've got these other two sections covered in the plastic. Let's go around the other side because the sun doesn't make it very clear. It's working with sort of reusing material, so some of the wood is warped, so that's why it probably looks a bit odd at the moment. But hopefully you can see the sort of overlap replicating what tiles do. So once it's got the plastic on these two sections here, and then a material covering over that, it should all be good. Then it'll just be securing the four sections down, because when this was one piece, the wind actually took it. Okay, it's not as heavy as the three pieces, but it's just surprising the power that the wind has got. So that's still to be done, but then it's just doing the bamboo fully inside. I'm going to take it all the way across, so it'll all be fully lined, as it were, and look like this all the way through. So it's very much a case of vision, the end result. Oh yeah, I've swapped the sheet and the plastic on over the porch, but that needs securing. But I have absolutely no budget to invest in even duct tape or clout nails. In some ways I've over-engineered it, because I've had to use screws because I haven't got anything else, but we make do with what we've got. So there's always a way around these things. It's very much really holding on to the vision and denying the external facts. This is something Neville Goddard preached about throughout his entire career as a public speaker, about imagination creates reality, which I can testify that it does. But it can be difficult, and partly based on an email I've had recently, I would not recommend trying to use manifestation for a lottery win. If you consider it in the terms of the analogy I use of learning to walk, are you going to be able to go from that first step to being able to run a marathon? Plus, of course, I can't prove this, but I'm pretty certain that all lotteries are just a stealth tax, and the entire thing is rigged like everything else in this reality. The only evidence I can give you to that is clearly we're being tracked and monitored with cell phones. I doubt very much there's any counters anywhere where you could purchase a lottery ticket without a camera being on you as well. So that's probably not the best way to do it. Nice though it would be, but of course remember it would come with all kinds of headaches. From my personal perspective, I don't do the lottery, but say I got a big win of several, I don't know, let's just say 20,000 for argument's sake. My first thoughts would be, how can I make this work So it becomes something beneficial, not just to myself, but to others. I'd want to get value for money out of it. So I'd love to be in the position where I'm the one, instead of asking for help, which I am doing in this video because I have something like 29 euros in total left, which is not quite enough. I will have to go grocery shopping at some point this week. The cats are alright for food at the moment, but obviously everything in this reality is finite, and that is really brought home where you think, oh, I've got a jar of coffee, but of course there's always going to come to that time where you're down to the last spoonful and things, and I have no income apart from anything I can generate through YouTube and asking for donations, but I would rather, as a reciprocal exchange, give you something back in return. The links are in the if you check out the description, you'll see. I've said this several times, but why not? Let's say it again. There's tarot card readings, there's Reiki healing, there's mentorship, there's helping you through such debilitating things, or what can seem debilitating, if I can only say it, things like anxiety, panic attacks and depression. All three I've pretty much pulled myself out of without any outside help. If I go back further, this is a great gauge of how the thinking and the perception of things is very different. When there was a time where I thought I had this massive chest pain and I thought I was having a heart attack. And I can testify that it is very true that your life flashes before your eyes in that split second. And of course the first thought was, oh no, how am I going to be able to work? Not, am I going to live? I mean, that's it. See how crazy it is, how we can be so programmed by this reality and stuck in that sort of, I've got to work my way into success, I've got to do more and more hours. Well, I can testify to that as well. From doing excessive hours, 100 to 115, 120 hours in a week, to doing 47, 48 hours in one go. So that's like a week's work in 2 24-hour periods, all in one go. There comes a time when you get into your 4th decade, like I say, 4 is a door, the body will say, right, you've not listened, now we're going to drop a mountain on you. And there's this feeling of being burnt out. It was diagnosed as chronic fatigue syndrome. And yeah, I could accept that script, but I'm continuously battling and denying that. But I've got about a 50% success rate with that. It's like, okay, we need to navigate. We can't push back and create a resistance. We need to find ways around the obstacles. It's a bit like seeing the human body as a vessel. Well, you're not going to be able to plough through an island, and the Titanic approach to the iceberg is another story that shows that's not the best way forward. So it's finding ways to navigate round things. Personally, I love the challenges of upcycling, reusing everything. I mean, these hardboard sections were actually parts of a chest of drawers at one time, but it's like, that's too good to throw away. That will come in useful at some point, same as these offcuts of polystyrene foam sheeting. It's like, well, that's light, so that's going to be in the middle section, so it's going to put less weight on the middle, which, I don't know if you can see it from here. Ignore my poor carpentry joints, but that's because I only had a screwdriver and a hammer. I didn't have any chisels to use, so again it's improvising, but you can see there's the joint there. So all three of these cross sections, it's got this potentially weaker spot on it, so to put the roof section with less weight seems a sensible idea. But like I said in the last video, it's visioning and then doing the unthinkable. Not thinking every last little step. It's just vision what you want to achieve, look at the resources you've got, and by some miracle, because there was a point I thought I haven't got enough material to do this. As it is, I'm not sure how much plastic sheeting I've got left, but I've got a ground sheet that Sebastian very kindly left for a start that I can use. There's a brand new one that Keith and Grow left. But rather than using the that type of plastic sheeting, I'm going to see what other bits I've still got left of this heavy duty clear plastic and use that. This is where I could do with some duct tape, because even on a day with the slightest breeze, it does make it difficult when you're trying to put a fabric covering and plastic sheeting on and get it so it's tight so the wind can't get under it. Wow, that's nearly 12 minutes. But I have to say that my situation is serious, that I am going to run out of finances, run out of food within 2 weeks. I will have nothing left because I don't have any income. So it is an appeal for help, which I really do not like doing. But it's a case of swallow your pride. It's frustrating because what I'd really like to do is be able to say, give you more demonstrations even on that sort of area of life and say, look, I've manifested this. But not to the point where it's like a lot of these successful big channels where, look at us, we've got a show house, we've got a swimming pool. It's not about the material egoic showing like that. There's an awful lot of channels that do that, unfortunately, and I would imagine it leads to a lot of negativity because a lot of people just fall short of that, because that would be something you compare yourself against. Right, if they can do it, can I do it as well? I would say I'm quite a non-materialistic being, really, and I do actually, I mean, it would be lovely to have all new materials to do this and make this bigger, but it wouldn't be so much fun and it wouldn't be the challenge that this is, and it is an enjoyable project. There's no sort of time limit as such, except I'd like to get it finished before the next bout of rain, but I don't feel there's any due for at least a week, by which time I will have this finished. So do please check out the description box, and it'll be lovely to hear from you. I welcome anybody that's just drop me an email if you're struggling in any way whatsoever. Not that I wish it upon you, but the door is always open. The phone is on for messages and emails directly. Anything where I can help give you an outside perspective based on what you tell me, and with the intention that I can find a way, a new perspective for you to turn it round for yourself. That is the whole purpose of being, as far as I'm concerned, really, at the time in this reality. So yeah, I think that's it for this video. There's plenty more I could say, but we'd be going off on all sorts of topics and things. So yeah, we'll end that there, and as always, unconditional love to you all.